Have you ever wondered if all your past failures could actually be the secret ingredient to your future success? Well, today, we're diving into the incredible story of a solo developer who did exactly that. He turned years of struggle into a booming business, all on one platform.
I mean, really think about it. How do you take years of just getting absolutely nowhere, share all of that failure with the world, and somehow turn that into a profitable company?
Well, that's not a hypothetical. For Rob Hallum, it's a reality. He built a business from the ground up that now pulls in $13,000 in recurring revenue every single month. So, how on earth did he do it? Let's break it down.
Okay, so let's start with the end result. What is the business? It's a SaaS company, that's software as a service, called SuperX, and it's all about helping creators grow their audience on X. So what does it actually do? Well, think of SuperX as a tool that deconstructs virality. It looks at posts that are blowing up on X, figures out the formula behind them, and then helps you apply that same formula to your own stuff. It's basically a system for growth. And the numbers, they're pretty wild. We're talking 13 grand a month in revenue, growing at 25% every single month, with 450 paying subscribers. But you know what's really crazy? Rob used his own tool to grow his personal account from 0 to over 34,000 followers in just 1 year. He's his own best case study. But here's the thing. This success didn't just pop up overnight, oh no. Before SuperX, there was a whole lot of failure. We're talking 5 failed products and a ton of hard-learned lessons. So picture this. Rob gets laid off from his software engineering job. He spends the next 2.5 years just grinding, building 5 different products, and guess how much they made? 0. A big fat 0. So totally frustrated, he just posts his story of failure on X, and that's when everything changed. The post blew up, and out of that single honest post, he landed his first client for 3 grand.
Now, those 5 failures weren't a waste of time. They taught him 3 absolutely crucial lessons. First, having a great product is useless if nobody sees it. Distribution is everything. Second, you have to know how you're going to make money from day one. And third, you need to solve a real urgent problem, something that's a painkiller, not just a nice-to-have vitamin.
And this right here is the key. Rob realized that by being open and transparent about the struggles, he built something way more valuable than a product. He built trust. And that trust became the foundation for everything that came next.
Now that dev agency gig was a good start, but Rob saw a bigger play. He realized he could take everything he was learning and doing and turn it into a scalable software product. And that's exactly how the idea for SuperX was born. I mean, sure, the agency was making money, but Rob found it totally unfulfilling. He was building other people's dreams. His real passion was in creating a tool that could help people just like him, creators who wanted to grow their audience using data, not just luck.
But let's be clear, the journey to build SuperX was anything but easy. The first 7 months were just brutal. He was traveling, got hospitalized twice with food poisoning, and to top it all off, the X API was constantly changing, which meant his app was constantly breaking. He'd wake up to dozens of messages every day saying the app was down. So, on launch day, Rob does the right thing. He makes this official product announcement, and it kind of falls flat. But then, he posts a simple selfie sharing his personal story and the behind-the-scenes struggle. That post, it drove $1,000 in new monthly revenue in just 24 hours. The lesson was crystal clear. His story sold better than his product ever could.
This experience just proved what Rob already suspected. Authentic storytelling is a superpower. So he distilled everything he learned into a 7-step playbook for building an audience. Let's walk through it.
Okay, step 1 is all about the foundation. Your profile needs to tell a story in a split second. A good photo, a bio that's crystal clear, and a pinned post that says, "This is my mission." Then, step 2 is about creating a narrative. You pick one big, specific goal, like I'm building a SaaS to 10K a month, and you commit to documenting that journey every single day. People follow stories, not just random updates. Now, step 3 is the content loop. This is the killer framework. You start by entertaining people. Post something funny or relatable to grab their attention. Once you have their eyes, you educate them or you sell to them. Teach them something valuable or pitch your product. And finally, you inspire them. Share a win, no matter how small, and explain what it means to you. Then you just repeat the loop. It builds trust and lets you sell without being annoying.
But the content loop is just one piece of the puzzle. The real key to making it work is to stop guessing and start using data to drive your strategy.
Which brings us to step 4,
Systemize what works. You need to analyze the top-performing posts in your niche and figure out the underlying concept that made them go viral. Don't copy the post, copy the formula. Then, step 5 is about being ruthless. Track the performance of every single thing you post. Double down on what works and kill what doesn't. Even if a post went viral once, if the format isn't consistently working, get rid of it.
Step 6 is all about building real connections. Don't just post and ghost. Engage with your audience intentionally. Leave thoughtful replies, ask good questions, and build actual relationships. And finally, step 7, leverage the platform. Pay attention to what the algorithm is pushing. Right now on X, for example, video gets way more reach than text. So you adapt.
So that's the playbook. But what tools is he actually using to run this whole operation? Let's take a quick look at his tech stack, and then we'll get his final piece of advice for anyone trying to do the same thing. So here's a peek behind the curtain at his monthly costs. Yeah, the X API and the AI models are the biggest expenses, for sure. But look at the rest of this. His landing page, his demo software, we're talking $10 a month. This just goes to show you don't need a massive budget to build a successful software business. Rob's final piece of advice is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Figure out what you want. Cut out all the noise and distractions, and then just execute with an insane amount of intentional volume. All right, so let's boil this all down. What did we learn today? First, vulnerability is a superpower. Sharing your journey builds trust like nothing else. Second, use data, not guesswork, to systemize your content. Use frameworks like the content loop. And remember, your personal story is your greatest competitive advantage. Focus on building real connections, not just chasing empty virality.
Rob's journey just proves that your greatest asset is your unique story. The wins, the losses, all of it. So, what's the story that you're not telling? And what amazing things could happen if you were finally brave enough to share it?